Chief, you've probably heard me ask others this question about my concerns with the language. I don't know if you have the committee substitute in front of you, but basically it says that an entity such as yours may not prohibit one of your employees from inquiring into the immigration status of a person who is lawfully detained for the investigation of a criminal offense or arrested. What would lawfully detained mean?
Lawfully detained means that you're not free to go. And that could be in a variety of situations. For example, I'm a homicide detective. There's been a murder committed. I don't suspect you of being the suspect, but you're a material witness. I can lawfully detain you.
Is it your concern that you may have officers who abuse the discretion that's been provided under the language of the bill as it's written?
Yes, I do have a concern for that.
And if that were the case, what would your ability, as you understand it, be if this is lawfully authorized by the state of Texas? What would your ability as the police chief be to respond to that?
Well, I have no authority for any officer to go off on his or her own agenda to enforce this law. It would certainly take management control and authority away from me in this particular area. Officers could actually drive my overtime costs and flood my jails, so to speak, because at the end of his or her shift, they could find probable cause, reasonable suspicion to stop someone, inquire to immigration status, and take them to jail so they could be run through their secure communities program.
Would you anticipate that if you tried to respond to what you believed was an abuse of this discretion or an abuse of this authority by one of your officers, would you be concerned that the officer might be able to turn around and sue you for acting against the law of the state of Texas and your discipline of them? I'm
very concerned. Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, just a real quick question follow-up. I guess in the city of Houston, that's more like an international city. You have large communities from minority groups, and one of the ones that usually gets targeted are Hispanics. And I guess one of my concerns that I have with this bill is they will allow police officers on their own to stop on a pretext stop any Hispanic and inquire as to the legal status. Do you read the bill this way?
Well, not only Hispanics, but anyone, because our officers can stop and detain based on reasonable suspicion, in addition to probable cause.
Are you familiar with the pretext stops?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And you know it's been a problem not only here in Texas, but nationwide in terms of criminal laws, where they use a pretext stop to actually arrest someone for whatever.
Yes,
yeah.
I'm very aware of that.
Yeah, and would you be concerned that this type of legislation would lead to more pretext stops by officers who want to enforce immigration laws?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Sir.
Thank you for letting my chief come up. I appreciate you being all law enforcement, particularly my chief. I was out at a police charity bicycle ride with him. I guess midnight Saturday night, although he didn't ride, he was out there to take off with me. In addition, Senator Henry, also to a large Hispanic population, in Houston is an international city. I know in the A-Leaf area, much of which I'm taking in from Senator Huffman, but that's a separate subject. I've got a lot of people there from various African countries who from time to time when I'm out there will tell me they're not necessarily African American, but they're Nigerian American, Ethiopian American. So in addition to those stops of Hispanics, because it is such an international city, big immigrant population legally in this country, and a lot of them are concerned, and from various Muslim countries as well in Houston. Thank you.
It's a big concern, and this is what I get from town hall meetings every time they attend. This is the number one concern. They're frightened about this particular bill and this law. And Houston is an international city. It has this city has over 75, 80 consulate general offices that are located in the city. So that tells you the different ethnicities that we have.
Chief, thank you for being here. Thank all four of you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.